Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trek Canon. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about androids' history in Star Trek canon, and a little bit about the social commentary that they normally veil androids in when it comes to Star Trek. Also, at the end of the video, I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of non-canon information that can be heavily inferred through canon. A link that you guys probably was and had never made. So stay tuned to the end of the video to hopefully have you guys mind blown. But let's jump right into it. So first, let me explain to you guys what an android is. What's the definition of an android? Simply put, an android is a machine or a robot made to look human. There you go. Stop. That's the end of that. So, excuse some of the background noise and everything like that. I am at work, so yeah, bear with me. Like I said, some of my bootleg videos just come right off the head. No script or nothing like that. So, it's just how it is. But let's start. I'm gonna try to start as far back as the first appearance of an android in Star Trek and kind of work my way up. Like I said, since it is a bootleg video, might be some mistakes as far as their placement in the story, but they will be covered. If for some strange reason I missed something or didn't include an android type or something like that, or you guys wanted to add a little bit to the conversation, let me know in the comments. So as far back as the original series, the first android that was shown was in the episode What Are Little Girls Made Of? And his name was Rook. Well, I pronounce it Rook, but Rook, whatever. Depends on what accent and area of the globe you're from. But the episode is called What Are Little Girls Made Of? And his name was Rook. He was the last survivor of these androids that were made 2 or 3 thousand years ago on his homeworld. Now, the thing is that these robots were, I mean, the people who made Rook's androids became fearful of them. And so they start trying to deactivate them. And the androids that were Rook's androids basically eliminated all of those people. And the next one that we come across was made by my man Flint, and or in the episode Requiem for Methuselah, and in just so you guys know, Flint was one of the first, is the only and first mutant ever featured in Star Trek canon, and it was called Requiem for Methuselah. I always call him Methuselah, but anyway, he made an android that Kirk ended up falling in love with, and long story short, that android ended up expiring. So if we go forward a little bit, we come across Tomorrow is Yesterday. Is it Tomorrow is Yesterday? I don't think that was it. But it was Sargon and the last of his species. What they decided to do was put their consciousness inside Kirk and Spock and Nurse Chapel in an effort to make themselves mechanical bodies or android bodies. And this is one of the things that we used to debate when I was a little younger. If, okay, a cyborg is a mix between biological and technological uh, entities. Now, an android is a robot that was made to look like a human. But what is it when you have a 100% pure prosthetic human, which is a person whose mind is the only thing left of their humanity, but their whole body is robotic? Would they still fall under android? I don't know. There used to always be a debate when I was a shorty. If you guys have a point that you guys want to make for that particular thought, put it down in the comments. So moving on from the archons, um, we have I don't know. Did I just say the archons? Really? Did I just say that? Anyway, moving on from them, we have the androids from Imod. And the thing about the androids from Imud is that Mud ends up running across this outpost. And what they ended up letting us know in that particular episode is that this outpost was designed by extraterrestrials from the Andromeda galaxy. So they wasn't, these androids were extra galactic. But one of their remaining outposts that they ended up habitating before their sun went nova was this outpost where they made these particular androids that Mud ended up running across. They wasn't really the most smart androids in the world, but they had a plan, and they was gonna take over humanity by serving us. Now, from there, we go up to the Soon type androids. These are the only androids that were designed by a Federation. Well, in the next generation, these were the only androids designed by a Federation citizen and by extension Starfleet. But Dr. Noonien Soon, he created the first functioning positronic brain android. Now, there's been people who's asked questions about the positronic brain. The positronic brain was first postulated by Isaac Asimov. All right, and basically it's the closest that you can have to the functionality of a human brain, human biological brain. Now, there were 4 androids. Let me name them. You had Data, you have Lore, you have their mother, and you have B5. By extension of the Noonien type androids, you have Law, which wasn't created by Dr. Noonien Soon. She was created by Data on the designs and principles of Noonien Soon's work. All right. So you have those guys. You also have Commander, I don't know why I want to call him Commander Eddington when it's not Commander Eddington. But you have this Starfleet science guys iterations of what of an android, which is the technology that he was working on when he couldn't get access to the live data. So we have those types of androids. Now, those types of androids also fall under the newer type of androids that's in Picard. So Dodge and all of those types of things. Now, you also have in Voyager, I almost forgot about them, the automated production units. They were another type of android that was in Star Trek, and they ended up killing their creators as well. Now, there's a reoccurring theme in Star Trek, and in the episode Measure of a Man, Commander Maddox, and in the episode Measure of a Man, Guinan explained it perfectly when she talked to Picard in 10-4. She said basically, and I'm paraphrasing, that once we're able to make a race of disposable people, all right, it automatically regulates them to a slave race. All right. So in Star Trek, the ethics has always been, how do we treat an artificial life? How do we feed artificial intelligence that we create? There's been examples, very few examples in Star Trek where that worked out well, but there has been a lot of situations in Star Trek where that did not work out well, and those creations ended up turning on their creators. And the common denominator in all of them has been fear and ignorance when it comes to raising that particular intelligence. All right, so fear that they would be better than that particular, fear that they would be better than their creators, fear that they would destroy their creators, fear that their creators would be subordinate to those creations, all cause these creators to turn on their creations, which cause the creations to just straight up annihilate their creators. Now, because Star Trek is social commentary veiled in science fiction, what I need you guys to understand is that how we treat our AI is directly related to how that AI is going to respond and treat us in kind. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about, oh, I'm sorry, there was another android that was made in Star Trek canon, and that was the android from the motion picture that V'Ger created. It was more of a probe, but it was a robot designed to look human and to interact with humans to make it more effortless. And she does qualify as being an android. Now, a lot of people want to include the exocomps. And by definition, exocomps cannot be androids. Just not gonna work. You know, going back to the episode with Nurse Chapel and Rook and everything like that, their means of making androids was really cool. If you guys take a look at that episode, what they would do is they had this circular rotary type device that they would put a mass, I would only assume biomass, or some type of techno biomass, on this machine. On the other side of this machine, they would place an individual that they wanted to replicate into an android body, and the android body was identical to the original, and they had the technology to take that person's consciousness or essence and place it into the android brain. And that was one of the things that your hero was kind of bouncing and having a dilemma with, because your hero, one of the things that she's into is her beauty. All right, besides being an outstanding bridge officer, is her beauty, and they were trying to get her to into being an android by enticing her with that internal beauty. But nobody wants to live forever, man. Queen said it best. Who wants to live forever, man? No, that's terrible. So the thing that I wanted to make a connection with, that you guys probably never made the connection to, that was never in canon stated explicitly, but heavily inferred. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eric Soon. He was featured in Star Trek Enterprise. And Eric Soon is Noonien Soon's father. So that is Data's other grandfather. Now, Eric Soon was heavy into eugenics, and he thought that the Federation halting its eugenics program was a big mistake. So what he decided to do was go and do some eugenics research and experimentation on his own. Now, the thing is that the pinnacle, the best that you could possibly augment a human, comes down to a person called Khan Noonien Singh. Now, Eric, being an admirer of the eugenics project, and by extension, Khan Noonien Singh, named his first and only son, Noonien, after the middle name of Khan. All right. So if you think about it, Data's dad was named after Khan. Blows your mind, right? But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell for any new content. And as always, peace, recycle, and save the whales. You guys be cool.